this is the shampoo you absolutely need, for example. Because you can see it does have some bolded words here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it says, indulge your senses with this exclusive blend with coconut milk, coconut oil, and ultra whipped egg white proteins. This exotic formula helps add strength, elasticity, hydration, and balance for healthy hair. And let me show you guys this up close because it's always interesting to me, like just how many fonts there are and how many different styles. And the thing that really drives me crazy is like when somebody just wants like 2 clean lines of text down at the expense of like these weird spaces. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like weird spacing between the words. Oh my goodness. I just can't help myself sometimes. Okay. Now that these quirks are out of the way, perhaps we can focus on the sounds. Really use the entirety of the space here. Let's see if we are going to continue my packaging review. The white and kind of gold color scheme here is actually pretty nice. Maybe on the full-size bottle it's different, but the text choices did throw me. I'm actually reminded of, I don't think I've told this story on the channel before, but I used to have a very short-lived podcast with a friend of mine, and basically we'd review snacks, but sort of the joke of the show was we'd be talking about nonsense for so long and only reviewed the snack for like 5 minutes, and like every episode I'd just be telling these more and more ridiculous stories of me claiming to have met celebrities I had never have, and just like it was just silly. And I think if we were more gifted comedians, it would have been actually funny, but it was just one of those shows where a couple of your friends will listen to it just because they know you. And it wasn't really any bigger than that. So let's see. so often because it's one of those things that I just really want to like. Like the buttons themselves are really nice, but the odd part is these right here. Like, this was one of the first controllers I remember with like that haptic feedback. And normally I turn it on, but it is quite loud. So I don't really know why they stopped making these. But the trigger buttons are quite tactile. And the buttons themselves feel nice. It's just I could never get used to using these. So I've been trying to get reacquainted again. I don't know why I do this, but whenever I have like some sort of electronic like this, I go, oh, you know what, I'll put it down for a while, I'll pick it back up, and maybe that'll change something, and then, you know, I get disappointed by it again. And the cycle sort of repeats. But the design is interesting. I really do like the look. And it's got two sets of trigger buttons here on the top. One here, and then one here as well. And this is one of the unique aspects. Two buttons on the back. So just, like, let me hold that up so you can really see it, but it just fits the hand so nicely. It does actually have an analog stick. But like I said before, it's just so close to being a really nice controller that it's just, I think now that I talk more about this, that's one of the things that's most frustrating for me. When there are products out there that are just so on the cusp of being really, really good and kind of fumble just at the finish line. But the texture is nice. I didn't realize we'd be doing reviews today, but it's got like, let me see if I can grip that, kind of a matte plastic. The front is a little bit more glossy, as you can see, and the back has a little bit more grip. I almost also just dropped it, but thankfully we can recover. And the analog stick sounds nice. So I've been subbing this in from time to time for my usual controller, which is actually this guy right here, just a Xbox, but you can use them on Windows PCs as well, which is nice. CRT television that I still have. I know what you're thinking. I do look like the guy that would still own a CRT, but it's pretty nice for, like, you know, GameCube, PlayStation 2, that kind of thing. And the Wii looks quite nice with combining cables on it. Canister 400D that I just recently used, which was a new film for me, and I'm very excited to see the results of that. I should actually be getting some film that I sent out to be developed to arrive tomorrow. And let's really focus on the visual elements as well. I know it's hard to remember to do everything all at once, but I enjoy the tapping sounds mixed with some sort of movements. But I think this is going to be our second to last sound. Just bumped the microphone twice, so sorry about that. We are doing so well. I thought this might be the first video that I have not hit a microphone. You know, I've been doing this channel for over 2 years now. You would think I would have a better handle on it, but here we are. Really, my specialty, guys, is making weird faces. Just what are these videos sometimes? Just kind of circulating. And we can just kind of keep everything moving. I think I might just go back to one. But before we move on to the next sound, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's kind of been inspired by just a video I wanted to make for a very long time, but sometimes I really take my time to plan these things out. I find that when I conceptualize the way that I want to present something, it just takes time to really capture what I'm after. But basically the video was inspired by, or continues to be inspired by, considering I haven't made it, sort of ASMR type sounds that are just part of everyday life. And the reason that I've been really thinking a long time about it is the sounds for me are nice, but when they're presented in a certain way, it just kind of hits different, if that makes sense. Like, for example, there's something about the seen people